Mm. Oh, there it is. Good day, and how is everyone? This is W.A. Boykin II on the Fix Your House Need Rehab show, and just want to give you some thoughts on if you're thinking about rehabbing, perhaps, maybe whether you're or even if you're just thinking about buying a home, if especially in the Detroit, Michigan area with the abundance of duplexes in the various areas around the city. And there are many programs to assist you with the actual rehabilitation of the project and down payment and grant assistance. And we have done some research and reached out to a few different organizations that are assisting first time home buyers with purchasing that home. Like, imagine that you are thinking about living in the city of Detroit. So, since you made that decision, you could also make a decision to actually purchase a property in a nice, classic, historical neighborhood. And even if the property does need work done to it, you can find various contractors who can assist you with doing that work. One of the tips I would like to give today is one that popped into mind is something as simple as, you're going to look at a prospect for a possibility of a home, whether you were doing your search on Zillow or you did your search through the local investment groups. Like, a lot of times we come across various two-family flats in a lot of very different locales that are off market with agents as well as wholesalers and even home sellers that are looking to sell their properties, and either they are we're thinking about listing and just haven't listed yet, or we're talking about listing and just haven't listed yet. Either way, one of the things you can actually take with you when you go to look at the home is a, and these are very inexpensive. You want to take a couple things. One, you want to take, it wouldn't hurt to protect your head and actually wear a hard hat or some kind of hat that has some type of shell in it. So if anything does happen to fall, it doesn't harm you. And another thing, it doesn't hurt if you're wearing construction or protective boots, especially ones that protect your feet and ankles. It doesn't hurt if you actually take you something as simple as and the amazing thing is I just thought about this one recently because I've had these all my life and went and purchased them for whenever I was doing anything, whether it was drywall, a ceiling, or walls, or something to that aspect, or attempt to level something. I went and bought a level. However, the amazing thing is, in all my years of actually going through and wholesaling homes, I don't remember me ever taking in a level. And a level would allow you to actually see what is mm, possibly off in the home, because even if the area is leaning, the house shouldn't be leaning, because one of the weird things is everyone builds the home not at an angle. You build the home so that it is at right angles most of the time. If you're not, boy, it's going to really be interesting to see you get it passed for coding. However, if you take a level with you, you can see if walls are leaning, if the floor might be leaning, if counters might be leaning in various rooms. Like, for example, in the bedroom, you're pretty much on the normal floor. So if there happens to be any furniture, you can put the level on the furniture, or on the floors or on the walls, and see exactly what you're working with. Also, this would help you on the outside with your level to see if the house is leaning and if you possibly have foundation or structural issues. So, in doing this, you can alleviate a lot of issues and headaches. I recall going to do a bid recently, and I said something to the contractor I was with, and he misunderstood. And it was because the actual floors were leaning on the stairs. And I was saying that he thought I was saying that the stairs were, as far as being solid. No, I meant the stairway was actually solid. The actual stairwell is leaning. So the wood, a lot of times the wood is either bouncy or weak. In this instance, the one of the main structure beams, I believe, probably had water damage and was causing the home to actually lean. And because of that, that home might not exactly be the best buy. Because the amazing thing was, well, depending on if seeing what that beam is. Because if you can get an amazing deal on the cost of the house, then all you have to do is shore the house up, move that beam, zip, 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 and all the other beams of the house, and refortify it. But you also have to be mindful of a couple things. Like, for example, they started doing rehab on this house and they stopped. I could tell by some of the things that they had attempted to start putting a deck out on the rear and they stopped. Therefore, and on top of it, they didn't shore up the actual end of the deck. So the boards that they used, that they had set on their sides to create the decks, unfortunately, now were all warped because they had that one end over, they had heavy weight on one end over the actual, where there was nothing shoring it up. And because of this, it caused the boards to not fray, however bend. And you have to be mindful of these various things. So you have to think about these things when you're going to look in at a home. And like I mentioned, that level allows you to see what is the true level of the situation, whether it be the outside walls of the home being off and you needing to refortify the actual foundation of the home and lift it in various areas, or level it out rather in various areas. And you can also see with the porch being off. And one of the things about a level, it tells the truth. and you know exactly what you're looking at. So if you're going to look for a home, or if you're going to look for a duplex, like I was talking about before, in one of the amazing areas of Detroit, and one of the amazing things about the Detroit area is that in Michigan and in various other locales such as Dearborn and Oak Park, and let's see who else has duplexes. I know, yes, Warren and some of the other locales have duplexes. And in the city of Detroit, one of the great things about these is they're predominantly solid brick and wood. So they can be rehabbed and have great value and an increasing in value after you do rehab them. So you can find a duplex for, maybe 50 to $100,000, and then after completely rehabbing it, well, I will be modest. You might be able to find one for even lower than that. However, if you just give yourself the mindset of in between 50 and $100,000, you're at least buying a halfway decent duplex for that area. And what you actually create is after is, you can even, one of the great things, if you buy it and you're doing the rehab yourself, I don't know exactly how the actual grant programs, how they play into it, because I don't know if they give you funds for your own rehab. I'm still doing a little bit more research. However, I know, oh yes, because then one of the other things you have to be concerned about is your rehab that you're doing, that you're planning to do to your home, going to meet code? Because in order for you to actually get the true value of your duplex, you really want it to meet code. And in it meeting code means that other people can live in your additional unit. So you have, especially, let's say if you're perhaps, we'll just say if you're a veteran and you happen to want to buy a home, or you're a first time home buyer and you're looking to buy your home, wouldn't it be a great idea to buy something where you can walk into it, and while you're living there, you can get income? So, you and your friends could move into one unit, and then let's say you and a roommate, let's say it's a two-bedroom, or let's say you happen to find a we'll say you get a modest. Let's say you get a if you went and got a four, either a one, you can buy, the great thing about this single family, you can still buy a single family from 1 to 4 units. So you can buy up to a fourplex, a multi fourplex multi-unit as a single family home buyer, and you and a friend, or you and an investor associate, or you and, well, not an investor associate because it's got to be for your house. Like you move in and you guys live in that one unit, and you literally rent out the rest of the units, and that's legal. And you literally get a income from 3 units or another unit while you're living in a unit. This is a great idea of how to get yourself, not even everybody talks about get situated in real estate, get yourself, everybody has this all twisted. See, the thing is, it wasn't just about, back in the day, it wasn't just about, getting into real estate. Back in the day, it used to be about, you owned a property and you knew someone, and you happen to have either a room in your on your location that you can rent out, or another house that you can rent out that was nearby. and you rent it out and you had an additional income along with whatever income you have normally. And that's how that allows people to, like move up and move into a better situation in their life. Like, for example, let's say, for example, that you want to move in. So you move in, you buy your duplex, and you move somebody into other unit, or you move somebody into the other 3 units. Now they're paying for your rent in that one main unit. Now you turn around, you're doing differently in life. So you decide that you want to move out and just take the income from both of those units. So you move somebody in, and then now the person that has been renting to you for all these years, if you decide you want to sell that duplex, you could always sell that duplex to them because they've already been paying the rent, and now you better their life because they receive rent from the person now that is renting the other unit. Or you could actually turn around and sell the duplex and receive the money from it and go do something different. I forgot what it's called. I want to say it's I forgot what the tax law is, but it basically allows you to take the gains or the money you made from one sale and roll it into another sale without incurring tax penalties. And I forgot what the tax code is. However, it's just ways to move up in life. So instead of just thinking about buying a home for yourself, especially if you're starting out, you might be in a situation where, it's okay. I'll give you both scenarios. If you're starting out and you're buying a duplex or a multiplex, that gives you an opportunity that while you're working, your house is working for you and paying your note, and the other people are paying your note and making your credit and your life better and allowing you to move forward. That's one situation. If you are older and you decide to buy a duplex or a multiplex and you live in the one unit, number one, it gives you the safety of having other people in the other units. It gives you the safety of you actually being knowing people around you, knowing what you do and like what's going on with you a little bit for your health's sake and for just your safety of being safe. So that's what you as an older person, you as the actual working person, it gives you more than one mode of income. It gives you your regular income and it gives you your income from your other unit when you go home. And then it allows you to actually move out of that unit if you decide you just want a home by yourself. So there are a lot of benefits to the duplex or multiplex home idea and actually rehabbing that and creating that for yourself. And there are contractors. There are so many contractors that are just sitting around excited and waiting to do the work for you where you don't have to get dirty. All you got to do is just call. Like, for example, you could call 313-288-0675. That's 313-288-0675. And just say, Walter, I need someone to fix my house. And we would be happy to send one of the contractors that we work with out to take a look at it. And yeah, that's pretty simplistic. And as you can see, this duplex has been totally gutted all the way down to the studs. And in this case, the tube and wire, you can still see the old. How do I do this? Wait. There we go. Remember the old tube and wire? Yeah. So, you got to look at the different possibilities of if you're living in an area, if you want to move into an area, and we're just going to say if it's Detroit. If you're thinking about living inside Detroit, why not buy a duplex in a nice up and coming area that will allow you to purchase it for a decent cost and turn around and receive income because other people will feel comfortable living in the other unit. from the other unit, and everybody wins. You have a home, you provide a home for someone else, and you have income coming in. Now, let's just say that you don't mind living on the second level. So, or on your, let's say you have a duplex is 2 levels, 1 level, 2 level, and the first level, you might actually have rent out rooms. So it might even be more income for you because you decided that you wanted to rent the rooms out as opposed to individual units. So there's so many different options. You could have the lower level for people who need to care, or whatever you're thinking. However, it gives you these options of more than one concept of income. So while you might be working your W-2, you still have your ones, twos, and fews playing all your dues of everything that comes about by paying their rent and their costs of living to you, and you providing somewhere for them to live. And the rehab is not that really big of a deal. As long as you want to make sure, one, you want to ask if there is a license needed for the work to be done from the people you're speaking with, and ask them for their license number and if they are in good standing. For example, drywall, when you're putting up drywall does not need a license. However, you do need a general contractor's license to pull permitting for electrical and plumbing, and to pull permits for quite a few things. Even for the fact that you're about to commence work on this locale, you needed to, before you start work, you need to file, your general contractor should have filed a notice of commitment. Is it commitment? No, commencement. A notice of commencement of you about to start the work. And you would file that, and then you would supply your neighbors in front of you, let's see, to the left of you, to the right of you, the house in front of you, and the house in back of you, of the commencement of any work that might possibly be done on that location, making everyone aware that there will be work done in that area. And these are the type of things that you have to make sure you do, because if you don't do these things, a inspector can come by and not only just shut your repairs down, they can literally make you tear down what you built. And once you tear something down, a lot of times you got to go buy new materials, or you have to buy new materials, because once you break it down, you can't use it again. Some things you can reuse, and some things are now damaged, where you have to replace the damaged pieces of what you were planning on doing. And even if you're feeling like doing it all over again. So you need to file your permits and your notice of commitments, commencements, and all the important paperwork before you s- start construction of any kind, whether it's new construction or if you're doing various rehabilitation on your home, because there's various permits that you have to file for various types of work that you have to do on a home. And if you're actually getting repairs done that you want to get done in your home, I would actually call the city and just ask for a list of things that you need a list for. I mean, you ask for a list of items that you need permits for. So if you know beforehand what you need permits for, you will have no issues when you're doing your rehab or when your rehab is complete. Because what this gives you is peace of mind and ability to comfortably build without being concerned about someone stopping the build or thinking you're sneaking a build, and therefore when you attempt to do your rehab on your home, you have so much red tape and issues after you got your paperwork correct that you almost don't want to even finish the rehab. So these are the type of things that you must do in order to ensure that you don't have headaches while you're building. You just want to build something. You don't want to go through all the rigmarole and drama. You just want to build your home, have that home, and enjoy it. I see. Oh, good. That is up. So if you are looking for a duplex in various areas, please feel free to give us a call at 313-288-0675. If you're curious about what may be available as far as various programs for home buyers in the city, as far as home first time home buyers and rehab, we'll be more than happy to share our information with you. So feel free to give us a call at 313-288-0675. If you happen to be a wholesaler or someone with property under contract, an agent, or like I mentioned, wholesaler or seller, please feel free to go to Buymi.net, and there is a cute clicky button, and you just click the clicky button that says wholesalers, or better yet, no, you click the clicky button that will say sell my house, and we'll be excited to talk to you, whether you're a wholesaler, an agent, or an actual seller. If you own the home, we'll be excited and happy to talk to you. We are excited and looking forward to, if you need your home fixed, we would love to send out someone. Our phone number, once again, is 313-288-0675. You can always go to the website to view various pictures of work that have been accomplished at www.buymi.net. And we're happy to be here with you. We're happy to be here for you. And we look forward to fixing your house. Once again, this is Walter. Our number is 313-288-0675. That's 313-288-0675. You can reach us on email at buymine, the letter T as in Thomas, at gmail.com. That's BU, B as in bouncing, U as in umbrella, Y as in yellow, M as in Mary, I as in important, N as in Nancy, E as in eraser, T as in Thomas, at gmail.com. BuyMineT at gmail.com. We look forward to assisting you with fixing your home. We look forward to hopefully assisting you with becoming a first-time home buyer in the city of Detroit and creating a duplex as a home slash investment for you. And get this, this is the only, what people don't tell you is this is the only investment vehicle you can buy as a single family home or as a first time home buyer because they will allow you to buy a single family home or a duplex. I could be wrong. However, as far as I know, no, I'm not wrong because anything else you have to buy it as an investment parcel. However, you can buy if you're living in the actual duplex, you can buy it as a home purchase as opposed to a investment property purchase. So give yourself an opportunity to get a one leg up and you can buy that and just live in it for a year or two and then move. If people are looking for an opportunity on how to actually better their lives, go buy a duplex or a fourplex as a first time home buyer or as a home buyer, move into one unit, rent the other unit out and make money. My hands up in the question mark of why not? I wish I'd have had someone to say that to me. However, when I made my first purchase, it was to get out of a situation or running from somewhere. And my first property I was looking at was a home to put a renter in. However, I wish it had been in a home as a not even a home, a duplex, because then at least I would have had the income coming in. They would have helped me pay the mortgage. So you have your home and you have somebody else paying your mortgage, or three more people paying your mortgage. So you can buy a home for yourself and have three more people paying your mortgage. Shouldn't you get a 4 unit? Just saying. Our number is 313-288-0675. There are many locales in Detroit, Michigan that have units ready to move into, as well as some inexpensive units that need rehab. And we have people to do the rehab, and we have people to find you the units. Please give us a call at 313-288-0675. We thank you for your time today. Have a good day. Have a good week. Have a good life. You can't fix everything, but there is a good possibility you can fix your house. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of your community. Bye bye.